Hi, I'm Annie Lichny, and I want to thank you so much for joining in for some meditation practice today. So this is going to be a stress-busting kind of practice. It's going to be active and a little bit playful, and then we start to calm down from there. Sometimes when we are going through really challenging experiences or daily activities in our life, or we have stretches of time where we're involved in something that's really mentally and physically exhausting in one way or another, sometimes we had to add a little activity and a little play into regulating and balancing our whole body, and our overthinking starts to calm down and we really come back into sync using a little bit of movement. And I'm standing here so that I can show you this shaking movement from a standing position. And if you are seated and want to remain seated, if that's better for you, you can certainly modify this shaking and these first exercises in the seated position. That's absolutely very doable and highly recommended if you know that's right for you. And so we start to find more balance through a little exertion. We get the energy moving around in our body and finding that pattern and rhythm that our body can really come into tune with. It rebalances our brain, our heart, our whole body, our nervous system, and we just feel more smooth and rested, at the same time very energized and alert and focused and ready. So with that, I'll start with basic shaking. And what this is my heels are moving up and down off of the floor. And you can use many different varieties of these same exercises. So if putting your heels up and down is not comfortable and you feel off balance, then you can just move your knees a little bit. Just jiggle up and down, maybe from the knee joint, holding on to a table or a chair next to you if you're standing, and that's something that will help support you. We keep our eyes open, and this is more about play. This is more about getting everything going and finding a rhythm. It's really wonderful to move the stress out of the body, move that energetic feeling of stress, which also feels like fatigue, out of the body. So I'm going to use my heels. You can use your knees. You can also shake just your hands if you're seated and tap your heels on the floor. If you're seated in a chair, so tap your heels on the floor, shake your hands, and just kind of push up and down into the seat that you're in if you're deciding the best thing for you is to stay seated. If you're standing, this will get things moving. And so we're shaking our hands like we're shaking water off our hands after washing them. And tapping the heels, bending the knees, just really shaking the stress out. It's a little playful, so we could even put a smile on our face. And if you have kids or grandkids or relatives or friends or family who want to join in, invite them. Kids love this shaking, I will tell you that. So just start to find this rhythm of shaking. You can have your hands down beside you if that's good. Just really feel the body. Be inquisitive. What would feel good? What needs to be in this shaking momentum, this pattern and this rhythm of shaking that would feel really, really good right now to get rid of the overwhelm or stress in our daily lives or with certain activities that we're involved with right now. So you might even feel that this is getting a little bit hard. Your muscles are even fatiguing. Working the muscles as we're shaking in this way, in our extremities, our torso, from our feet all the way up to our head. There's work going on here. And it's good energy flow. All right, so we'll slowly settle the body down. Maybe shake the hands, just relax them beside you if you're seated or standing. And just notice how everything is feeling right now. Maybe keep your eyes open if you're still standing. Just it helps with balance to have our eyes open. But really, even though our eyes are open, can we bring all of our focus into our arms, into our torso, our hips, our legs, our feet. Really experience this energy flow that you've just created, seated or standing, within the body. And so now what we'll also do is just highlight certain parts of the body that really also feel the effects of stress when we're really engaged in very active, overwhelming situations in our daily lives. So we're going to take our hands and either very lightly, just with your fingers tucked in or your hands out, we're just going to tap on either side of the upper chest, back and forth. Again, put a smile on your face. You can stand or you can be seated if this is something that works better for you right now. Just tapping the upper chest. Again, it just moves this body filled with energy, moves the energy around. And it's a very gentle tapping. We're not exerting force as much as we are finding a rhythm and rebalancing all of our internal systems into one rhythm. And this is the way to do it, from head to toe. These small tapping, shaking movements rebalance us. And now we'll take our hands, again, I'm going to keep mine with a very light, just my hands bent in, folded in, and with kind of a circular motion, you can do whatever feels right for you. If just going back and forth, almost like King Kong style, it works for you, great. Otherwise, very gentle tapping up and down from the heart center down to the belly. Imagine you're 6 years old again and just be a little playful with this. We could notice that there might be some tender points along this line between our chest, or the top part of that rib cage area, down to the belly. We might feel a little tender. Maybe those places are needing a little opening, this little, almost like a little internal massage for deeply within. This is really excellent for the nervous system that runs down through the gut, as well as the heart. Stay focused in the body. If you're thinking of your to-do list or something happening later today, see if you can just come back, feel the tapping. Just be here with yourself, right here in this moment. Finding the right rhythm for you. If you're seated or standing, we'll do a little bit more. take our arms, if we're standing, just let them relax beside you. If you're seated, just again, let them just relax next to your legs. And feel this electric aliveness. Maybe you feel it through the extremities. Maybe you feel different warm or cool sensations or tingling through the chest and the gut. Just notice what becomes most obvious, what feelings in the body, and really how enjoyable these sensations are. Everything is waking up and restoring and rebalancing. Now I'm going to take a seat. If you've been standing and you want to take a seat, now would be the time. If you've been seated, stay right where you are. Just relax and enjoy this moment. And if our eyes have all been open, we can close our eyes as we move deeper within using breathing practices, just really experiencing another way to beat the stress. Just let it dissolve away energetically, away from the body, and the breath can also help with that as well. And it also is very calming and restorative to the mind and the heart. But first what we'll do is you're going to tilt your head. If you want to place your hand around your head like I'm doing here, if you take a quick peek. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. You can just tilt your head by itself and just very gently, even if it's an inch, just tilt your head so you feel the stretch along one side of your neck. Feeling that stretch, just holding this here. If your hand is up, just very gently holding here, or just your head by itself, just feeling that stretch. This is an excellent way to just open things up in a place that gets very blocked and tight along our neck and down into our shoulders. And then we'll reverse and do the other side. I'm going to put my hand on the opposite, wrap around my head to the opposite ear, and just very gently, even if it's just a tiny little movement of your neck tilted to the side, just so you start to feel a little stretch. Again, it's just a way to open things up now that we've built some heat in the body and movement. And now we can open things up along our neck and shoulders and spine. Okay. And now we can close our eyes down and just bring our focus to our breath. Breathing in, intentionally feeling the breath coming in all the way down to the belly button. So you're filling the belly up on the inhale, and then the exhale as the belly button's moving back toward the backbone, toward the spine, as you release all of the air. So this is a lower belly type of a breath. Inhaling, filling up, starting with the belly. Exhaling, emptying out, pressing the belly button back. So this is the kind of breath we're going to do. It's a deep belly kind of a breath, and we're going to use a coherent rhythm of about 4. I'll offer the count, and really pay attention with our eyes closed. Pay attention to the lower belly as you breathe. So we'll inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Really feel the body. Exhale. Really stay very present within the body as we find this coherent rhythm. Inhale. Filling up. Exhale. Just letting go on the exhale. Relax the body as well if possible. Inhale, finding this circle of breath. Exhale, just stay fully in this rhythm of about a count of 4, elongated, smoothing out the breath. Inhale, we could think of it like a circle, if that helps. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. Smoothing, really feeling the breath. Inhaling, feeling that we're smoothing out, calming our breath, which in turn calms everything. Exhaling here, calming everything down deeply within, from our thoughts to our heart to our blood pressure. Inhaling, everything calms down. Exhaling. Inhaling. You might feel a tingling in your body. Exhaling. Continuous tingling or a different kind of a tingling using this technique and sensations. On this next inhale, we're going to imagine that there's a wave of air coming up through our spine on the inhale. Inhaling, it's like a wave coming up, filling up from the bottom of our spine to the top of our head. And exhaling, feeling this wave of air moving down, down, down from the head down to the tailbone and down into the ground. On the inhale, we're filling up with this wave through our spine up to our head. And exhaling, the wave is retreating from the head down to the floor. Inhaling, adding breath into the spine with our imagination. Exhaling. We'll do a few more of those together. Inhaling, this wave of air coming up our back body to our head. Exhaling, feeling this wave like an ocean wave retreating back down, all the way down into the ground from our back body. Inhaling. Exhaling. This is almost like imagining playing in the waves using our breath. It's a very playful kind of a practice today to beat the stress. Inhaling, filling everything up, this circle of breath. Exhaling, release, 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 let go, and this wave of breath now moves down into the earth below us. And now let the breath just breathe itself. Stay really focused on the breath, but follow the breath instead of controlling the breath. Allow the breath to breathe on its own and feel what the breath wants to do. Feel within the body. noticing how our mind is feeling. There's more space between thoughts, less worry. We've given the mind a job, a restorative job for the last 20 minutes. Feel how the body is feeling. This combination, this perfect blend of rest, restored, but energized, still very alert and ready. That is our most natural state when we can blend these two together. And when the body, using the body with effort and the breath with effort, in these ways it helps to bring everything into sync in our thinking mind. We're able to focus more clearly, feel more calm, feel more alert, and ready to take on anything coming our way today. Thank you for playing a little bit in meditation practice today. I'm wishing you a wonderful day.